What's up, everybody? We're going to try this. This is round 2 of episode 11 of Joel's CoachCast, and hopefully people will get the notification, and Instagram is just it's not working today. So we're going to try, I'm going to go straight to it, and we're going to see if I can get some people on today. This whole thing is just, let's see, I'm going to do this, and I'm going to do this, and then I'm going to do this. Come on. I know it's going to work today, guys. What is going on here? Come on. The buttons. There's that double switch again. By the way, if you double tap this, it doesn't work. Okay, here we go. Come on. Bam. All right. I just pushed. Here we go. Megan is waiting to come on, and she's been waiting eagerly. Thank you so much for everybody. Oh, look, we even actually have more people on now for episode 11. So we're going to wait another minute. Is checking. Yay!
I'm here.
Hey, look, that had nothing to do with you. I promise. That was
okay. I hope not.
We're gonna say that was all Instagram. Okay. That's. But you know what? Actually, it's good because in jumping on and jumping off and then jumping back on, I think we actually got more people to watch. So, welcome to
Thanks.
Joel's CoachCast. And, like we did a whole new spin on the podcast thing. There's so many podcasts out there. It's like, what else can I do and change it up just a little bit to do something a little bit different? So Megan Ewoldsen, am I saying it right?
Yes, with an
With
E.
an E at the end, which, by the way, that was my spell check's fault of putting that.
It's all right. It happens a lot.
I'm sure it does. So tell what you need to go ahead and do is email Apple and tell them that their spell checks, they need to get that fixed so that it comes on. So how are you, darling?
I'm doing good. I'm really excited about this. I don't mean to hurt your feelings. I haven't seen one of these yet. And so I went and watched one, like a recorded one on YouTube, and it happened to be Danielle Natoni's. And I'm like, oh, well, that's going to be really hard to top.
Yeah, well.
But no, it's an awesome concept. I'm really excited to be on, and thank you so much for having me.
Absolutely. Hey, look, there's a lot of people that haven't watched these yet either, so that's okay. So, look, we're going to jump right into it because I like to try to keep it short, 20, 25 minutes, so people can back and watch it later. So, look, you have done an amazing job at branding yourself as a Team Beachbody coach, and that's why I asked you to jump on here, because you have done such a good job of anybody who I bring onto this, I follow them on Instagram. I watch what they do for a while, and I don't want to say it's light stalking, but I'm watching what you're doing, and it's awesome to see that you create a great brand for yourself, and you create a look, something that's unique, something that people want to follow. So, with that said, how about you introduce yourself first to everybody and let them know how long you've been a coach, and we'll jump into it from there.
Okay. My name is Megan Ewoldsen. I'm a mama of 3. I've been a coach for 6 years now, which blows my mind. I can't believe it's been that long. I mean, I think 6 years is pretty long. So I am a lifetime 15 star. Can we say that? Former top 10 coach in 2015, number 11 in 2016. And 4-time elite, and still here, still loving it. And do you want me to go into my whole backstory, or?
Well, I mean, we only have 20 minutes, so
okay.
So 20 minutes. So, but I tell you what would be great. So the whole purpose of this is to help people, help coaches who might be struggling, who might be newer, and who are just, especially nowadays. Look, 6 years ago, it was a lot easier to get going into the social media world, and it wasn't as saturated. Now it is. So that is the biggest thing, even in myself, pushing Lift 4 and pushing Beachbody products. I'm not a coach, but just doing this and getting the message out there is harder than it's ever been before. So, so you don't have to give them the full background, but how have you really established your brand? So from 2015, 2016, when you were at the top, and you're still up there, obviously, and very successful. So what is it, I want to go over the steps, and we can start at the beginning of really where you felt the turning point was for you and your business, and what that meant went for you, and what you think was either a secret that you want to share, or just is it consistency, or what was it?
It's funny you say secret, because I had my team call last night, and I run my team with my success partner, Carrie Legault, and our topic was, team cup strategies, or, ways to dominate the team cup. And our coaches hopped on thinking that we were going to share this secret, but it's funny. It really comes down to the basics and doing them consistently. And that's what I discovered, early on, becoming a new coach and getting out there on social media. It's scary. And, I think a big turning point for me as time went on and the trial and error started happening was realizing that, social media isn't just, have a conversation, make a post, add one or two people to your network every day. You are constantly hustling in all areas. And what I mean by doing a social media hustle is, you are, constantly adding people to your Facebook friends list. You're constantly searching Instagram hashtags of similar interests to you, and you're liking their stuff, you're following them, you're sending them a message, you're having those behind the scenes conversations with lots and lots of people is what gets them to see your posts on social media. And I actually realized that when I kept talking to Carrie, my success partner. We would have conversations every day just to hold each other accountable in the business. Like, I'm hitting my success club goals every month. Where are you? And so these conversations between us would go on. And then I realized, like, oh my gosh, all of her posts are showing up in my feed. That's so crazy. Facebook must know that we know each other or something. And then I was like, oh, duh, like that's how it works. So the more activity I can do to talk to more people, whether it's, commenting or visiting their profiles and adding to my network and searching those hashtags and shooting them messages on Instagram, that constant, activity, if you will, which I call the hustle, it plays hand in hand with your posts. And I tell my coaches, if you're making your pretty posts and you're putting filters on them and you make the perfect caption and you spend all that time thinking about that one post, it's not gonna work if you're not doing the behind the scenes work, which is the hustle. So I think that's super important to know, and we should want to do that too, because as coaches we are so excited about what we have, and I know every single one of us genuinely wants to help other people with the products that we have.
Right. So with that, and that's the thing is you talk about being a product of the product, right? And that's obviously very important to be able to showcase that. And then also as a coach, you've got new products that that come out every quarter, basically, that you're talking about. And there's a lot of it tends to be, some people feel that they're a little too saturated with too many things to push. They're not sure what to focus on. And then also what you've said too is then they do finally say, okay, now I'm excited about putting this out there, and they do these posts and then they don't get any response back, or they only get 2 likes. And so what would you say to that in terms of the frustration level about all this effort that they feel they're putting into it and they're not getting the return?
Yeah, I mean, it's again going back to, okay, well, let's go back and evaluate your activity. How many people did you talk to today? How many people did you reach out to on your Instagram stories that have viewed it and just said, like, hey, you know what? Thank you so much for this support. I see you showing up every day. I just wanted to reach out and say hi. Like, we don't necessarily have to move into the challenge group invite right away, but that one act of reaching out to people to spark that conversation is going to go a long way the next time you hit post on your next challenge group invite. So, just going back and evaluating, how many people you added to your network, how many conversations are you having every day? Let's go back to your customer list from last year and see who hasn't ordered anything in a long time, you know, reach out and see where they want to go for 2019. What are their fitness goals? I mean, I was talking to a coach the other day that felt like her market was saturated. And she's like, you know, I just don't think there's any more people. And I'm like, what do you mean? There are so many people.
There's literally billions of people.
There are so many people. It's weird. It's so weird. No, I mean, seriously, though, like I can walk into, I don't know, anywhere at the airport and people ask me what I do, you know, sitting in an Uber. That's usually where I have all the conversations. What do you do? Oh, I work with Beachbody. I'm a Beachbody coach. Oh, what's that? Is that like the P90X thing? I'm like, yeah, but I mean, seriously, there are so many people out there that don't know. They just don't know. And I mean, it's almost a disservice not to tell them what you have and more importantly, how you feel. I think your excitement, like there's being a product of the product, and then there's a matter of like, when you reach out to that person and if you know, you're just talking about it like, oh yeah, so I'm doing this thing and I feel really good. It's, you know, do you want to try it? You know, like that would not bring me in. I mean, you literally have to pour your excitement into that person because that instills that excitement in them and they want what you have because you're like, I mean, maybe sometimes I get a little too excited, but how you come off to people is everything. I encourage my coaches, you know, hop on the Facebook Messenger. If you can move people off Instagram and into Facebook Messenger, so you can shoot them that voice message so they can hear how truly and genuinely excited you are about them hopping on board with this. I mean, it just goes so far.
And look, Instagram now, in Instagram messaging, you can do voice messages as well. So like there's, you know, it's, like it's just, I mean, the updates, and some people have the updates, some people don't. But so, and there's, you know, so there's two things here. There's one, of if you're, you know, looking to expand your network in terms of expanding your coaching group, and then the two, it's the people who are looking for help from the fitness side of it. So I want to be clear on that. So one, there's a you know, there's a lot of people out there who have this feeling about, let's talk about the coaching aspect of it first. So, you know, one, there's the stigma behind Beachbody and network marketing, as there has been for any network marketing company over the years. But what I've been said in the last CoachCast is, look, right now, this is actually the best time to talk to people about becoming a coach, because entrepreneurship, working from home, not going into the office anymore, you guys, that is the trend right now. People are looking for reasons to not have to go to a 9-to-5 anymore and not have to leave their house to work. Like that is, and usually in digital technology, that is huge. So this is the best time to talk to people about becoming a coach and dispelling a lot of the myths and notions. So let's talk about that for a second, Megan. So what do you say when people say, hey, look, I don't want to be part of this Ponzi pyramid scheme, you know? What do you say to those people?
It's funny because I was talking about this to my team last night, and I was signing a new coach yesterday, and her first question to me, you know, they want to know all the information, and she said, so like, how did you get people to join you in the beginning? How did you build that team? What did you say to them? And I thought back to when I signed my first two coaches. That was my, you know, one of the very first goals as a new coach. I was going Emerald. And I literally, like, I had to think, and I was like, you know what? All I said was, hey, and it was two friends of mine that I knew through like Military Wife Network. I was like, I just signed up for this coach thing and I'm doing this challenge group. We are having a blast. Like, I can do it from home. And at the time I had two, you know, young kids, and they were kind of in the same boat. I was like, you know, I just felt really awesome. And I keep thinking about you. And, you know, we didn't live together or in the same town anymore at that point. And I was like, what do you, and well, I said, I don't really know what I'm doing. Do you want to do this with me? And we can figure this out together and we'll just have a lot of fun and work out. Like, it's the old days again. Like, it was literally that simple. Like, I've been thinking about you. I'm doing something really fun, and I just want you to join me. Like,
Right.
I mean, it doesn't, I feel like we complicate it so much, and then we just end up pouring all these like facts, and, you know, people start getting defensive, and then you got to battle objections, when honestly you could just be yourself and pull that out, that excitement, and just be like, girlfriend, this is awesome, and I want you to be part of it.
Yeah.
I mean, it doesn't work every time, but guess what? You had a conversation with that person, and the next time you do a post when you're on the Success Club cruise and they're not,
right.
I bet they're gonna be hitting you up later.
Yeah, look, there's a lot, and so, you know, what you're talking about is you're building this community, right? And I think that's what a lot of people don't understand about what the team Beachbody is about. Is in fact, it's a community of coaches like yourself who build a community around you, and it's all about being a part of that, to where you're building each other up. And you know, and yes, it's network marketing. Okay, cool. You have to build your two legs. Okay, cool. That's the business of it, but that's in any business that you ever work in. There has to be some sort of business model, and Beachbody has this business model that will benefit the company and benefit the people who are involved with it, and obviously reward the people who work hardest for that. That's how companies work. So, and you're 100% right in the fact that most of the time it's the same thing when people think they're going to lift. You know, women think they're going to lift, they're going to get bulky. We have to dispel these notions that aren't true, because you lift and you're pretty fit. You're not bulky,
still pretty
like
shrimp-like.
Nobody get you guys bulky as, you know, what bears do before they go hibernate for the winter. So we got to get rid of these. So it's these notions. It's all about these notions. So really, you know, what I think you've done such a good job on is dispelling these notions by creating a community of a very inviting community where people want to be a part of that and enjoy that energy around you. And that's what's awesome. And so with that said, and then going into now just the fitness aspect of it. So let's talk about the fitness aspect of it. So you're very active. Besides the Beachbody coach, you also dance. So you got to check out her page, because she does some really cool dance, like sambas and waltzes and all kinds of stuff. Right? I tripped on the way into my office today. So, you know, I can't dance.
Because you don't have on heels. You got to put on heels.
That's also why I did not have on heels. So I tripped on a flat surface in my bare feet. So imagine what would happen if I put on high heels. It would be, well, it'd be worth the Instagram, I'm sure. So for those people, so you're very active, but there's also people, look, who work 9 to 5s, who are very sedentary, who are just trying to get some sort of momentum going in their fitness world, in their health and fitness world, nutrition aspect of it too. So how is it that you've done what you have? How do you go after those people where they may not be as active as you, but you know, how do you still reach out to them?
I think it depends on the person, and this is why it's really important to like slow down and get off your agenda and really listen to the person you're talking to. You know, listening to their goals. You know, is it that person that's really unhappy, that works a 9 to 5, that sits all day, that's overweight? You know, you may need to approach it differently than excited and peppy Megan, and this is going to rock your world, and you're going to love it. You know, it might be more like, you know, sit back and listen and, you know, share a little piece of your story that could relate to them. You know, I know they talk about it at Summit all the time, breadcrumbing your story and grabbing those little pieces of emotional times in your life that you can take and discuss with your customers, you know, or even your teammates. Like, that's the beauty of this business, is you have a team and a whole Team Beachbody network full of success stories. And if, you know, if this customer's situation is not, you know, it doesn't line up with anything in your story, you can go and ask a teammate or look on the Beachbody blog and see success stories and all kinds of content. So just slowing down and relating to them and, you know, guaranteeing them that you have a total body solution for them, not without going into detail, just saying like, I know this is going to work for you. I just need you to commit and do this with me. And if it doesn't work, you can get your money back. Like, right. Let's do this. Let's go all in together. And I use the money back guarantee all the time because we know it works and they're going to find out. So that's not going to happen. But yeah, but I think what's important there, Carrie and I talked about this at Summit 2 years ago, like really paying attention to your personality types and getting off of your agenda and seeing who's going to need a little extra attention, and, you know, finding breadcrumbs of a story to share with that person versus like, I used to teach group fitness classes and I call them the front row divas, where they're 10 minutes early and they're right up front and they're so excited and they want to be your BFF. You would treat that person a little different. Like you show them excitement too, they're going to sign up. But, you know, the majority of our customer base takes more time and listening and getting off of our agenda.
Yeah. Yeah. The focus, you know, and I remember exactly that, teaching Group X for 10 years. It was that, like, you have the people that were in the front row that would teach it for you if you let them. And those are the ones that are going to be excited about it. But yeah, you know, and they're the ones that you know are going to come back. But it's the ones that come, that sneak into the back of the room late and leave early are the ones that obviously have to be treated a little bit differently. And so, you know, one point I want to make, because I saw a couple comments on here asking about this, is it's not about posting a picture. It's not about what you're posting in terms of the content. Like, yes, Instagram is very visual. That's how it started. Facebook is also very visual, and that will be used to capture the attention of somebody. But it's going to be the copy that you put into that picture that is going to keep them and make them read it, right? And there has to be something. There has to be something that that reaches out to that person. And Megan, you've done a great job on this, where your picture, like I even commented, or I messaged you one time, I'm like, girl, what filter are you using? Or like, what camera are you using? Because your filters are on point. Like, there's 8 million filters out there, and yet your filters are like perfect. And so, but you've done that, and that's the thing. You've done a great job of getting your filters to the point where, okay, it captures the person's attention, and then that person's going to stay and it's going to read their copy. And you guys, it does not mean that you have to dress or wear or do anything that is not representative of you, your personality, your religion, or whatever it is. You guys, this is the amazing thing, is you do not have to be somebody you're not to do this. Everybody I've brought on, including Megan, has done the exact opposite. They have posted everything that they are and nothing less. And they're all successful because of this. And so hopefully everyone really walks away tonight understanding that you have to post you. You guys, I post nothing that's not me. I've never posted anything. I don't think Megan has either. Posted anything that isn't really honestly her so if I posted myself in high heels, then, you know, that's me, and we have a whole nother slew of issues going into that. So, okay, sidetracked on that one. All right, so Megan, last words of wisdom that you would like to share with, let's say, the coaches who are struggling, who could use some advice?
Oh gosh.
On the spot.
On the spot. I mean, I think I just want to reiterate what I talked about, because here's the thing. A lot of people think like, oh, when you hit multiple star diamond, you have no worries and it's so easy for you and you never get setbacks and so on and so forth. You guys, I struggled hard 2017 mostly 2017. I just, like, there's a lot of like health issues and just things that happen, and like it got hard for me, and I found myself, like, I just woke up one day and I forgot everything I knew how to do. I was like losing my groove. I just, like, negativity was happening. The personal development wasn't happening. And I let my foot off the gas, and I just started like blaming all the things. And I'm so glad I could be a guinea pig for you guys, but I will tell you, don't let your foot off the gas. Like, even when it gets hard and you don't know why, and everybody's passing you and you just don't get it, like, your activity matters. Even if it feels like you're that little hamster spinning its little wheel, everything I talked about tonight, just keep doing it and doing it consistently, but be true to yourself and make sure that you're doing it. You know, if you are adding to your network. That doesn't mean one person a week. You know, get out there. Don't be afraid. Remember that you are doing people a disservice not sharing what you have. Think of your story. Think of how amazing it is and how far you've come and how far your teammates have come. Why wouldn't we want everybody else to experience that? Just think about that. Pour yourself a glass of wine. Get out there. I had to before I hopped on.
There you go. Love it. I love it.
Yeah, don't quote me on that. Too late, I guess. But
too late. It's live. It's recorded. Hey, look, you know what? I popped a bottle earlier. It's just airing out because it's a red. So I'll be pouring that later on this evening. So you guys, look, Megan, thank you for jumping on tonight and taking time out of your schedule. I'll see you on the cruise in a couple months.
Absolutely.
All right. So I gotta go do some more Lift 4 before that. So thank you, and I will talk to you soon.
All right. Thank you, Joel.
Thanks, Megan.
Bye, you guys.
Nice. Love it. So look, you guys, it is seriously, I hope that everyone is really starting to see a theme, a trend, you know, as I'm bringing everybody on in between, you know, top coaches and, you know, CEO Carl and Alana's been on and Autumn's been on. You guys, we talk so much about consistency. It is huge, obviously, in this job and in this industry, but seriously, being yourself, man, just being who you are, like being everything that is you. And look, everything that you post, you have to remember that when you post something, like when I post something on my Instagram, that's a glimpse. It's this one little glimpse picture filtered usually of some sort that, you know, that you want people to see. And, you know, there's a whole slew aspect of your life that you know, that you really want to bring people into, and that's completely up to you if you want to do that. But that's where people will really start to connect with you, using your stories and using all these different things to really get into your world and connect with you and want to be a part of your community. And Megan does that, and Danielle does that, and Tanya does that, and all these people do that. So I hope you guys continue to get something out of this CoachCast. We'll be right back next week. Same Joel time, same Joel channel, with Liz from the UK. So we're going to bring someone that has a lovely accent, and she's going to, which I'm excited about because not just the accent, which is cool, but also in terms of the UK, because the UK is a newer market, and that'll really help, I think, some newer coaches as well. Okay. All right. Time for barbecue, time for wine, and I hope everyone stays warm on the East Coast. Good Lord. And I will talk to you guys soon. Later.